Now, there are times where instead of the vertical bar, okay, the classical bar that we have here, you may want a horizontal bar, okay, like this one here. Let's take a look at the slide. All right, you may want something like this, and of course, you also want to add some information, okay? So it's possible to do that. So that's what we are going to do next. So in the next session, we are going to look at the horizontal bar charts. So let's go back to our studio, then let's proceed. Okay, so in the next section, which we are about to start, we are going to look at what? How to plot horizontal bar charts. So let's hop right into it. So again, we are going to use the same information. Okay, we are going to use the information here. So we have our samples, and these are their respective snip counts. All right. So we are going to use that to generate the horizontal bar charts. All right. So let's proceed. So first of all, I will encourage you to make sure you revisit the vertical bar chart because we've done a lot, and then we are basically going to do everything here at once. So we are doing everything at once. So you see how that is also done. So again, let's recreate our information. So we have snip counts. So we had what? 17, 10 to 13. Okay. That's what we had. That's what we are using. And then their respective samples. So sample ID, we have what? P001. We have P002. We have P003. We have P004. All right, we have them here. These are the sample IDs. Make sure they are in double quotes, or if it's single quote here, there should be single quote here. So that's how it should be done. Let's run it. Of course, if you want to confirm, you can issue your print statement. So snip count, we can print it. We see it there. If you want the sample ID, you can also print it. And now we are going to generate our horizontal bar charts. So to generate horizontal bar charts, okay, it's very, very similar to the vertical bar chart that we have here. It's very, very, very simple, okay, and very, very similar. The only difference is with one argument, one key argument. That is the major difference. Let's just plot it, okay. So there's the bar plot. Let's just go over again. So if you want to plot bar plot snip count, okay, this is the bar plot. So for horizontal, what we do is we add this information. We say horis equals true. So there's the difference. So let's run this. So when you do it, now you see what we have here. Okay. So this is how we generate the horizontal bar charts or bar plots. Okay, so you just have to add this argument horis equals true, and then it will be generated for you. Now let's add some more information. Okay, we are going to change the color of this plot. All right, we're also going to add information. Okay, so we need to add the sample information. We need to add labels to the X and Y axis. We also need to add the title of the figure. So let's do everything here so that it becomes very, very simple. All right, so we will do that here. So let's do it. So add labels, or let's say add more information, such as labels. Okay, so we will say bar plot snip count, which you have created, Say horizontal equals true. That means we want a horizontal bar plot. Let's say color equals blue. All right. So that gives us the color. Now let's add something else. Okay. We want the sample information. So the bars, which samples do they belong to? We need to add that information. So to do that is what? We add names.arg equals. Okay. And then we add that. So names.arg here, the value becomes sample ID. Okay, just as we did with the other bar chart. So this becomes how we do. So let's just run this first and see what comes up. Perfect. Now we have something like this. Okay. Now, if you have this, all right, what happens is that only two samples have been displayed. We have this and this, and it also becomes confusing whether it belongs to this or this, but we have four. We need to add them. Right? So there are a couple of strategies that you can use to add the information there to properly format it. Okay, we have it there. So what we can do in this situation is to add something else, that is to change the font size so that we can have everything. Okay, so here what we are going to change the font size, okay, of the labels here, and that will help us to get everything into shape. So let's properly format. So let's say properly format the labels. So this time what we do is that we add this information. Okay, we say comma, and we say sex.names CX. So this is used to kind of manipulate the fonts that you have. Okay, so CX sex.names is for name.arg. So we will change the font size. Okay, so we can say equals, and we say, let me just do it again. So it's equals. So let's say 0.7. Okay, and then let's run it. When you run it, you will see that the font size has changed. So now we have all the labels shown. Okay, but this font size we've changed it, so it's also good that we change the font size for this one also. Okay, so to do that, we will say cx.access. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just rerun this code. Let's add some more information to it. Okay, so this time, after the sample ID, let's hit enter so that this comes to another line. And then when we come here, okay, after the cx.names equals 0.7, let's do a comma. Let's just do it here, comma, and then let's say cex dot axis equals 0.7. Let's add that. Okay, so now it becomes also small. Okay, so that's it. Now, another strategy that you can also increase the spaces between the bars and maintain the font size. That's also possible to do. Okay, maybe that's something I'll cover later too, but that's something you can also do. All right, but for now, let's just keep this as it is, and then let's continue. Now we have this. We also need to add the X labels, Y label, and then the title. All right. So what we are going to do is that we are going to copy the same code here. And now we are going to add, comma, come to the next line. Let me just reverse it. Okay. We are going to do this. We are going to do comma, come to the next line, and we say X lab. So here the X lab becomes what? S lab becomes number of SNPs, comma, Y lab becomes sample or samples, whichever one you want to call it. All right. And then, comma, another line, and we can say main equals snip count. All right. Now, because we change the font size for this and this, we also need to do same for the labels. So we will say comma again, and we say cex.lab equals 0.7. All right. And then we can also say, yeah, we will just maintain it as it is. All right. So let's execute this command. Perfect. So now we see them like this. Okay, so that's nicely done. All right. So this becomes our horizontal bar chart. Okay, so it's very, very simple. Okay. So again, here you can also add data labels and stuff, but that's something I'll leave to you. It's your assignment. Try that and let me know. If you have any issues or if you want additional tutorials too, you can always contact me. My email is in the description box, or you can also book a one-on-one session with me for more tutorials. Okay, so this is for the horizontal bar chart.